All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us today on this episode of Transit Clips. We are going to be talking to you about the PEC Unity Proposal. What is the PEC Unity Proposal? Well, that's the Public Employees Committee organizing collectively together as a group citywide in terms of our wage increases and our hazard pay premium for all employees. As you already know, we are literally in the middle of contract negotiations. Every local union is organizing and bargaining their own personal particular issues in their MOU, whether it's parking, whether it's travel time, inconvenience pay, lunch premium, whatever the case may be. However, collectively, as a group, we are putting forth what's called the PEC Unity Proposal, Public Employees Committee Unity Proposal. Pete and I are going to go through the latest information in terms of where we are at this moment, Monday, March 21st, 2022. So if you're watching this video anytime after that date, information might have changed. This is literally the most current up-to-date information that we have at this moment. Therefore, when we tell you about our sources, friends, we are able to verify our sources because we are letting you know that our source is City Hall, our source is the Public Employees Committee, our source is you and I, Pete Wilson and myself, the people that were in the room, sitting down, listening to these proposals. So these are our sources. You can verify them anytime that you need verification. So jumping right into it, let's start off with the very first initial proposal that was offered. Go ahead and share your screen there, Pete, so everybody can follow along with us. There we go. If you look up at the screen, the TW 250A negotiations is inclusive with the PEC versus the City and County of San Francisco. All right, you guys. So what does that mean? What's the initial first proposal? Right here it is. 7% wage increase year one, 7% wage increase year two, a $5,000 hazard pay for all employees, and no off ramps. What is this no off ramps? Off ramps means if there is a projected budget deficit of a certain amount, then your wage increases will be delayed by a certain amount of time, just like our wage increases were delayed during this current round of collective bargaining. So that's what off ramps are, meaning if there's a projected certain budget deficit, then your wage increases will be delayed. And that's only triggered if that projected budget deficit number is reached. Okay, so that's our first PEC Unity proposal when we went into City Hall. What did City Hall do? They gave us their counter proposal. Their counter proposal was 4.25% wage increase year one, 4% wage increase year two, no mention of hazard pay, and a $200 million off ramp. That was round one. Pete, take us through round two. What happened after that?
Thank you, Roger. Well, the PEC got back together and we thought, well, we'll make a little bit of movement. Let's see if we can get these proposals a little closer together. We came back with 6.25 wage increase for year one and 5.75 wage increase for year two. We once again asked for hazard pay. It was interesting as they really didn't respond to our request for hazard pay, and no off ramps. We stuck with no off ramps. They countered, Roger, with 4.5% wage increase for year one, 4% wage increase for year two, and they were willing to raise the off ramp to $300 million for year two, nothing for year one. Well, actually, right now, the city has a lot of money, so their deficit isn't going to, the odds of their deficit in year one being high doesn't really matter. I mean, it isn't going to happen. So this really is not much of a big offer, making only for year two. They once again ignored hazard pay. They threw in a split. And what that means, Roger, is that first year they want to do 4% for July 1st, and 6 months later, kick in that 5%. They split the two in half. So that was their counter proposal.
Okay, perfect. The next round, we came back and the PEC offered another counter proposal. It went to 6% wage increase year one, 5.75% wage increase year two, $2,500 hazard pay for all employees, and still no off ramps, along with no splits. We are not proposing any splits. Now, the City and County of San Francisco has been subtly saying no to hazard pay, so that's why it was decreased. The City and County of San Francisco then gave their counter proposal yet again, They increased it by 0.25%. Okay, it went from 4.50%, their previous counter proposal, to this current one right here. What do you see on your screen? You see 4.75% wage increase year one, 4% wage increase year two. The off ramp still at $300 million, no hazard pay, and no splits. So that's where we're at right now at this round. Then we went back yet into another round of collective bargaining with the PEC citywide unity proposal. So Pete, take us through that next round.
Okay, well, the city made an offer and the PEC came right back with another offer to give them time to chew on this. 6% wage increase for year one. We went down 0.25. You can see the five. It was five. The second year, was 5.75. Now it's 5.50. So we came down a little bit. Once again, those raises getting a little bit closer to each other. So, and the hazard pay, we said, well, they're not even making any noise about it. How about 2,500 for hazard pay? And we were willing to do an off ramp, and we said at a $500 million deficit projected. So that's I believe, Roger, the latest and greatest where we are right now.
Okay, perfect. So that is where we are at as of today, friends, Monday, March 21st, 2022. These are our sources: City Hall, the mayor's office, the chief of staff, the public employees committee, the men and women that were sitting in the room. So you can verify all of these sources by simply giving us a call, asking us, or calling City Hall. You know what I mean? So whenever we let you know about our sources, friends, we always put a name and a face to our sources. We even bring them on board, like I stated, to the general membership meeting so that you can ask them questions, comments, concerns, inquiries, etc. So those are our sources. If you hear any other information out there pertaining to other sources, give us a call, friends, and let us know, because we'd like to know and verify that as well. But as of today, Monday, March 21st, 2022, this is the latest information. And if there is anybody else that would like to update this information or has any contradictions, let us know, and we will get that information out there, you guys. With that being stated,
before you go on, Roger,
yes,
just want to point out, there's been a word for about a week. People are saying that some unions are taking 4.5 and 4%, and that we should hurry up and get on it. 4.5 and 4%. No, I have not heard anything from that union, and I've reached out. And guess what? Today, the city offered 4.75 and 4, which is bigger than the rumor that was going around. People are talking to people from this union that they know. This union's telling them that. This is what I hear. But we are better than what the rumor said of 4.5. We're now at 4.75.
Absolutely.
So
and thanks for clearing that up, Pete. It's very important, you guys, to get the information from the source's mouth. So, Pete, I'm going to share quickly this flyer right here. Do us a favor and tell us what this is and why it is important. Go ahead, Pete.
Well, this is the second staff up rally. There's the city should have about 34,000 employees right now. We've got about 30,000. So they're missing about 3,000 to 4,000 employees. We could use 300, 400, 500 operators. There's a lot of unions that could use a lot of people. We could use mechanics, we could use nurses. So this is the second staff up rally. This was the first one. See all those purple people there? They're from SEIU, and down below, there's an orange group there. We're going to have t-shirts on Wednesday. The black ones you might already have. If you already got one, wear one. It says TW 250A vote. The rally was originally created to say, hey, we need people, give us more employees, give us more members of our union. Of course, for operators, we know that it's tough out there. If you're missing your leader, well, there's not enough operators. So we're saying, hey, staff up. Well, what happened in the last round of negotiations was that the mayor's office alluded to, hey, well, we're going back and forth on these numbers, but let's see how much power you actually have. There's a lot of union leaders out there, but there's even more union members. So if we can get 100, 200, 300 TWU members to gather with all these other people and have 1, 2, 3, 4,000 city workers. Well, it doesn't just have to be city workers, friends, families. I talked to my classmate today. His daughter and her high school class are coming to participate to learn about political science and social activism. So let's fill that place. And so come at 4, the march is from 5 to 6.
Absolutely. Wednesday, March 23rd, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we are gathering at City Hall here in the city and county of San Francisco. Friends, I am going to be absolutely blunt, crystal clear in these last 30 to 60 seconds that we have. The city and county of San Francisco is sizing us up. We were in the room when the city stated that our wages are contingent upon this rally. Why this rally? Because they are seeing if we are able to gather a large number of workers, union members, in order to be able to scare City Hall into submission, into giving us what we deserve during these years of COVID that we have worked. If we are only able to get 1,000 people out of a fleet of 30,000 city employees at this rally, friends, we are not going to get anything decent in the next round of collective bargaining. That is why the city and county of San Francisco is sizing us up. And that is the point of this rally here. If we get 1,000 people to show up to this rally, City Hall is going to run right over us, friends, because we have a fleet and an army of over 30,000 city workers. Therefore, we are calling upon thousands, tens of thousands of all of our city workers, union members, relatives, family, friends, community members, leaders, etc., to show up for this rally at City Hall this Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because the city and county of San Francisco is sizing us up. Therefore, let's show them our size, how big we are. We'll see you there Wednesday, March 23rd, 4 p.m. at City Hall here in the city and county of San Francisco. Pete, anything else?
No, I just want to thank Diego for jumping in there as well for the support. Thank you, Roger, and hopefully see everybody there. Yeah, one more thing. I'm sorry. People were saying the S word to me this morning. They were talking, can we do this? Can we? And I said, it's more the threat of workers walking out than actually walking out. We want to scare them, and showing that our workers are willing to show up is huge. Is huge, Roger.
Indeed. The S word is scary. What is the S word? Strike. That is the S word. So you know what? Let's use the T word instead. What is the T word? Threat. Let's show them that we are a credible threat, that we are a credible T in terms of us organizing an S. So let's do it, you guys. Until next time, be safe out there.
Thank you, Roger.